All right. Good afternoon. It is. I think it's. What is this? It's like 2 p.m. Thursday, September 26th. Hope everybody's doing all right. As you can see, I'm gonna try something a little different today. Now I know everybody's always heard me bring up this bath. Well, I'm gonna show you exactly where I got it from. This is the site, Branch Basics. I think it's more of like a kind of like a. Well, I mean, it is. It's. I think it's kind of more um, like a blog site, but it's made by nutritionist slash environmental toxins expert Marley Nelson. She made this in 2018. And there she is. There she is. So you see, she's an environmental toxins expert, spent nearly 30 years advocating for the chemically sensitive and chronically ill. You can see her other credentials there, right? That's Marley Nelson there, right? And then as far as the website, there it is, branchbasics.com/blogs/cleaning/salt soda soak radiation detox bath with a dash in between each word. Okay, today, man, let me tell you, today was definitely a trying day because like I told you, the night before that Tuesday night, I spent the night at my mother's house. And it is interesting because I thought I would feel more, I thought I would feel more attacks over there because um, she doesn't like to turn off. She doesn't like to turn off the electricity to things because then if it restarts, then she's going to have to try to figure out how to set everything back up so she doesn't turn things back on. Mind you, as I've been just alerted to the response of the V2K, they're claiming that I'm basically setting people up because I'm telling like the specifics of other people, and I'm also talking about when and how they take advantage of people, especially those who are unaware of electromagnetic radiation and the way that electromagnetic fields interact with the human body and the cells and every atom in the body. And not excluding not just the physical body, but also the etheric and light energy bodies, because our aura basically consists of not just 7 different spiritual bodies, or not spiritual bodies, but 7. Well, I guess you could call them spiritual bodies. Seven layers that are all connected to our in one individual being. But there's not just 7. There's also, I believe, there's 14. Beyond the 7 known chakras, there's like 7 more chakras that have it's really up there. Matter of fact, I wonder if I could just, I'm using my TV so that I can be able to show you guys because I haven't fixed my laptop in ages. And it was so strange. I mean, it was so stupid how I broke it, but it was kind of like, well, it was because I was being targeted. I didn't even realize what I was doing. So I broke my laptop screen. The laptop itself is fine. It's just the screen that's broke. So what happened was, there was one day I was trying to listen to something from my laptop, probably frequencies or whatever, healing frequencies. And then, of course, because the laptop has a battery itself, because it has a battery and it also has parts to it that converts electrical um, energy or radio frequency energy into electrical energy. Um, the beam formed from the laptop, and then the laptop was then resonated and connected to my W band, my wireless body area network. Then once they did that, then they basically, resonated, or I guess made another resonance with, probably it was probably like my heart or my head or whatever part of the body that was attacking. So what I did was I have these. Well, I'm testing a theory out, but I don't know how much it works right now. But that right there is a shungite. It's a shungite pyramid, raw shungite pyramid, and I started taping them to the wall because I was hoping that. Okay, let me finish this. Well, okay. So I was taping them to the wall because I figured when we turn the electricity off in here, I could still feel the energy or the radiation coming off the walls themselves. So obviously, even if you shut down all the electricity in one apartment, you're still going to feel um, some of the radiation from the neighboring apartments and the appliances in their home. So it's like, but not even just that. You also have the electrical wires that are in between the walls. So like, so like you see this wall here. On the other side is the bathroom, but because of that outlet there, there's still like energy that comes through the wall, like radiation that like seeps through the wall. And I can feel it like resonating with my body, and then I struggle with going to sleep. So what I did was I taped the shungite. I have shungite pyramids and plates, and what I did was I taped them to the walls. And at first, it felt like it was actually, um, what's the word, reducing some of the energy that I was absorbing, but apparently not. Um, I'll get into the whole um, 14 energy layer thing another time because I realized I would have to type it in and search for it from a remote, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Yo, I'm gonna post some information later too, and then a video I found on Rumble that talks about how just about everything, every electronic basically is being built to have certain parts built into it that literally are like not even necessary for the use of that electronic, but they're all being built to have like antennas and stuff in it, just so that when what I'm assuming is happening, because everything is digitized and placed in the simulation, or what would you want to call it, the sentient world simulation, or the whatever they're calling their AR VR world, in their other dimension that they're operating from. Um, Apparently, a lot of devices are being made so that if you were to, let's say, if those batteries weren't in there, which when I'm being attacked, um, it doesn't matter if the batteries are in this remote or not. What they do, or what I'm thinking they do, remember everything is already digital twinned. Like everything is already digital twin because of the sensors that's everywhere. And remember, we're talking about nanoscale, so we're talking about an insurmountable number of biosensors that are everywhere. And then also, like me, if you have your windows open, then best believe everything that is falling from the sky is coming into your home. And if you're not, like, if your home isn't like vacuum sealed, or you don't have the like powerful air purifiers and stuff, and ultraviolet lights and all these different things you can have in your home. If you don't have all these things, you know, you're going to be absorbing a lot of these nanobots. Um, no matter how much you're trying to shield the inside or outside of your home, the moment you open your window, you're allowing all those biosensors back into your home. If you have vents, they're getting in through the vents too. But let me just also throw this out there too. Even if you were to seal all these different things and whatnot, these nanobots are basically steered using electromagnetic waves. So, from I guess satellites or cell towers, whatever nanobots is in the air, if they can find a crack or crevice or whatever place they can, steer them, literally steer these bots to go into, and they would probably they could probably be like all scattered about, almost like, think about like a cloud. They could be all scattered about, but then once that electromagnetic wave comes through, it probably picks them all up. It probably picks them up, and then as it's picking them up, it's being steered to go whatever ways that they are being designed to go. Um, Yeah, and then it was like this video I was watching. They were saying how it was, no, it wasn't a video. It was actually a source to a chatbot search I did, and I read the source. It was about how the scientists at like Rice University and this, I think Boston University. I know Rice University was one. I'm trying to remember the second one. It was like a collaboration study, and they found a way to bend terahertz frequencies by building. I think they said they were building antennas of a very specific way or something like that that allowed them to be able to bend the light wave around corners and stuff like that. But anyway, right. So yes, salt soda soak. Uh, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it is a short. It's a short page. I mean, it's not that long. Short, but very informative. So basically, this part talks about how the recipe helps neutralize ionizing radiation exposure. Mind you, this site is mostly referring to possibly like things like whenever you're traveling or you're getting like medical scans done. But we already know that we're experiencing radiation exposure from many different ways. Um, and the FCC know, the IEEE know, every intelligence agency around the world knows, every military around the world knows, everyone knows except those who don't know. And then those who know, they're not going to tell you they know, but they're going to give off an energy. And it's crazy because I've done more than enough reading to know that, yeah, if you want to strengthen your energy field, you have to you really should consider not drinking alcohol, smoking, drinking plenty of water, and alkalining your body, right? That's supposed to strengthen your field, so it's like, imagine your body's here, around your body is your field, and then that field, it basically can grow stronger. The better your body is, starting from the core, that field grows out stronger. But then the more you I guess put harmful things into your body, that wheel to kind of weaken the field, it kind of weakens. It weakens just a bit. I'm not sure if it shrinks, but I think it just weakens, right? And then on top of that, you got them beaming down electromagnetic waves or fields all around your body, whether it's from appliances in your home, or it's from satellites, or it's from hell, it could be from cars around you, because cars give off a field. It could be numerous things that, like, whatever produces an electromagnetic field, it can be used to affect your energy field. Especially those who are empaths and sensitive people, and that don't necessarily feel too comfortable being around a lot of people. I've been, learning a bit more and realizing that when people who are surrounded by a lot of people that aren't comfortable being around a lot of people, most of the time is because they're absorbing the energies of all the people around them. And sometimes you could just be overstimulated by so much sound and so much light and whatever, because everybody is probably going through something, and then some people aren't going through something. But then you got some people that are healing, and then some people that are not healing, and they're going about, and they're spreading their hurt energy everywhere. And then those of us who are like empaths, we, I don't know, sometimes if we're not present and we're not aware of our energy levels in that present moment, and we're not aware of the incoming frequencies and energies coming into our field, we're going to absorb all of the energies. Speaking of absorbing, um there I remember, oh well, okay, so the first, I think, year or two, I used to do this thing inside my head, and I think I remember telling people it's similar to how, if you were to be reading a book in, like, let's say a park or somewhere where it's like moderately noisy, and it's something that you do in your brain where you kind of almost like block out. It's like it feels like you actually flex or you constrict something within the brain, and you are able to, oh my goodness, now as I'm saying it, they're sending pulses of energy into my memory cortex. um, Also, because when I put my hand by my head, I had went like this, and then I think my hand closed down on a frequency that was like right next to my right. Well, let me see. It's no, the frequency is definitely going into my memory cortex on the right side of my head. But anyway, ooh, yeah, they're pulling that one from. So I could feel the energy coming from the remote. Um, this bottom right corner of the phone. It's like coming off of the phone, the remote. Um, Obviously, yeah, obviously you got the modem over there. You got the Wi-Fi router behind the TV. So it's like I feel all of these things, and because I have this fuse box switch on, that fusing these outlets back here, I can feel. Yeah, I can literally feel an energy wave coming from the outlet, and it's coming in this direction. But you know what? Let me see. So it feels like it's coming out like this, and then it curves up, and then it's connecting, and then it's like connecting up here. And then it's like once it connects up here, it's kind of like it's like resonated with my unique signature. Once it's resonated with my unique signature, then they can create like a sub frequency resonance. So let's say if they want to stimulate, if they want to send a pulse of energy like right into my memory cortex, like they just did, I think what they do is they kind of send they like, I'm not sure if it kind of comes from up. I think it comes from up here. It comes from up here, and then it curves down, and then it enters in here. So then when the pulse comes, the pulse is generating its energy source from the outlet. The energy is coming from the outlet, comes up here and then it swings back, boom, and then it hits right in here. Um, yeah, we're in the process of moving. I try not to show the house too much. But anyway, I forgot what I was originally talking about. But anyway, so yeah, oh right, the shungites and stuff. So I put those up. I put those on the wall, hoping that they would be able to reduce the amount of energy I feel. They did at first until I remembered um, they have to be cleaned after a while. They can only absorb but so much energy. So at this point, they are now charged, and they are now I think, is it really a scattering, or is it reflecting, or maybe they're just beam forming from the pyramids and the plates. But I know at this point now, because they've been taped to the walls for, I want to say, what, maybe 4 days now. So yeah, they're charged, and they're most likely they're most likely being used to beam energy towards us. Now, okay, so I'll read this part for you. And you know what's interesting is like, okay, as I'm continuing to just learn to accept everyone that's a part of the secret society, and everyone that's everyone who's a part of it, everyone who's probably forced into it but probably would rather not be in it, and then also learning those who are not a part of it, but sometimes some people might just be an asshole, but they may not be a part of it, right? And then I noticed there's people who aren't a part of it at all, and they're like really genuine great people. They don't really want nothing from you. They, most of the time, if anything, they always speaking nothing but good things into you. You know, yeah, there's like four different types of people out here in this world. Maybe five. But I think that fifth one might be probably the worst. But anyway, um, right, radiation, acidic salt, and baking soda equal alkaline. Radiation is acidifying to the system, but a salt soda soak, which is highly alkaline, helps neutralize this effect. This radiation soak can be done 2 to 3 times per week. I mostly do it once because I don't want to it's more of a finance thing, because I mean, um, I think she has a deal. Oh well, what is it? Okay, calm yourself. I get I think it's like a 5 pound or like a 10 pound bag. I think it's a 15 pound. You're gonna see it later. I got this big bag of baking soda, from like I don't know. Some of you got Sam's Club, wholesale places. Get one of those big bags of baking soda. It's usually less than $12. And I got like these 2 pound big size of sea salt, and those were like $5 or $6 a piece. Um, and then there was like I got other stuff too, but I'll show you those things later. Per week to help counteract the radiation and to eliminate toxins from the body's largest organ, the skin. If you recently traveled, now mind you, like what I just told you, the skin. So this is mostly topical, and I mean, I don't know how much of it is really going to get deep down inside. That's why you have to do your own kind of like internal detoxes too, not just only the outside of your body has to be detoxed, but don't forget you got to detox the inside of your body. Also, since I just came in from work, I got to say this too. Um, Everyone needs to make it a thing before you do anything, when you come from outside, especially if you were working and you work outside or you work around a lot of people, you need to make it an everyday thing. Don't do anything else but come in the house and wash off everything. Not necessarily take a bath, but I mean, like, literally, I mean, well, yeah, just wash. Because throughout the day, you're picking up so many toxins in the air, so many different like nanoparticulates. Then you're also picking up, you're picking up other people's energy. And I'm, I guess, well, I don't know. Even if you reject energy, I don't know if it still lingers on you, but it's still you're like the outside of your body is just like it's like contaminated with so much like toxicity. So I realize it's so much more important, and then you feel so much better if you actually take a shower as soon as you get in from work or school or whatever. Take a shower, wash off everybody and everything, and then start your evening, right? Okay. If you recently traveled in an airplane, this salt and soda bath can, yeah, this is talking about them, talking about how it's helpful to neutralize the radiation. They're mostly talking about when you're on a plane because when you're on a plane, you're much higher up in the atmosphere, which means you're closer to more ionizing radiation. The plane is only going to shield you from but so much. You're still going to absorb um, some radiation coming from the sun. Yeah, okay. Now, this is the part that most people are probably usually um, always looking for. Um, the instructions. All right. Salt soda soak instructions. Dissolve 1 to 2 pounds of salt. Sea salt. I'll get to specifically why sea salt. It's right there in the little bullet. With 1 to 2 pounds of baking soda in a hot bath. Use more if you have a larger bathtub. Soak for 40 minutes with most of your body submerged. If the water is too hot, you may experience dizziness or fatigue. Use a meat or candy thermometer to measure the water. Do not go over 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Ding. Thumbs up. Anyway, oh, right. I don't even think you could all see this. Okay, then it says the asterisk use common salt, sodium chloride salt, um, not Epsom salt, magnesium chloride for this bath. Morton's pickling salt or sea salt are common options sold in most grocery stores. Look for pure salt on the ingredients, no additives. Other options include mixing salt from a feed store, ground to a fine consistency, or coarse salt used for water softening, sold in 25 to 50-pound bags. However, be aware that coarse salt will be harder to dissolve. So that means, you see how in this picture, you see how the salt look like big crystals. They're saying don't get that one. Don't get that one. Get one that's more coarse, like the one behind it, or not coarse, fine. There we go, fine. Okay, precautions. All right, now, if you are feeling very weak, start with 100 degrees Fahrenheit or below. This is mostly because, well, if you're already feeling weak, this bath might actually have you go through some withdrawing phases or whatever because it's a detox. It like, okay, when I get in the water, especially if I've been getting lit up, I mean lit up and filled up. Like, I think I've explained to you all before that sometimes when I'm being filled up with the energy, it's almost as if like like this dense gas is just filling up my body. And then as the gas fills up my body, it's almost as if like someone lit it on fire and it's like burning everywhere, right? But once I put my I start with, well, obviously I start with my legs first, but once I slide my torso in, I start to feel like it almost feels like it literally feels like a ghost or something is being lifted right out of my body, and I can feel it like seeping out of my mouth, like it's coming out of whatever is, like it's coming out of whatever orifices it can come out of, you know. It's weird, you know. So, but definitely, if you are feeling weak already, um, don't make it too hot. If you feel like you need to get out because it's too hot, add cold water, right? If you have a weak heart or if you get palpitations, you should not submerge your chest during the bath. If you become dizzy or experience rapid heartbeat during the bath, slowly get out of the tub with someone's assistance. If you have any reason to believe that the bath may not be right for you, please consult with your doctor before attempting to take one. If you do not have a water filter for your bathtub, you can neutralize chemicals. Chlorine and chloramines in the water by adding microhydrin. You know what? I've never read this part before. And I was like, right, neutralizing chemicals in the water, chlorine and chloramines in the water by adding microhydrin. Open up 5 capsules of the supplement directly into the bath water before you add the salt and base. Yo, I'm just now reading that part for some reason. I'm like, dang. Now, cause my mother, she's been complaining. She lives in the NYCHA building, so those of you who probably know about New York City housing or pretty much any projects or um, yeah, certain areas where low income housing, whatever. The Yeah, there's always something that needs to be repaired, and there's apparently not enough money, and people getting lead poisoning and getting rashes and moles and stuff like that, whatever. But hey, to be fair, a lot of tenants ain't doing the right stuff either, though. So it's a both thing. Now it's funny because the V2K, they love to say that I think I'm better than a lot of people, and that's the narrative they've been pushing for like the last 3 weeks now. He think he better than people. You ever notice the type of people that always talk about how someone else thinks they're better than, but the person that they're referring to never really mentions anything or says anything about them doing something better than somebody or being better than somebody? People who probably have insecurities love talking about how someone else think they're better than them. It's like, stop projecting. Stop projecting. You think you're better than me. You think you're better than me. Because I'm not even thinking about you. But you putting so much energy towards me. So you think you're better than me. And because because I don't move like you or I don't think like you, you're thinking that I think I'm better than you? You need to stop thinking. Well, then again, the AI is going to be controlling how everyone thinks eventually. Those of us who, well, at least, hopefully not us who are trying to detox this stuff out of our bodies, right? Anyway, let me see. That part, detox, yeah, all right, that part don't really matter. Okay, so, oh, wait, yeah, detox baths can be beneficial for reducing the body's exposure to harmful radiation by following the salt and soda soak listed in this article. A detox bath may help draw out radiation and impurities from the body. These baths also promote relaxation, circulation, and enhance the body's natural detoxification processes. Salt and soda soaks can be can be a complementary practice to other healthy lifestyle activities. All right, now let's get to the science or the alchemy part about it all. All right, so I got my things. I got my water. Probably going. All right. So, like I told you, I got this big old bag. What is this? 13.5 pound bag of baking soda. Borax. Now, this is not a part of it, but I'm using borax. Now, for people who are unsure, because they're like, wait, borax, that says laundry booster, multi-purpose cleaner. But what do you think is borax? Sodium borate. It's literally salt. Now, let's also look at what baking soda is. Sodium bicarbonate. Wow, more salt. All right, and then you have, well, obviously, fine sea salt. It's kosher. And, well, obviously, this is just natural Sicilian Mediterranean sea salt. Magnesium carbonate. Right? Now, this one here, the hydrogen peroxide, this is an additional piece I've added because I have read that hydrogen peroxide has been used in studies to actually deactivate some nail odor. So I was like, really? No. All right. So that was interesting to me. So with this size tub, because, all right. So this is me measuring because this was 1 pound. Basically, just scoop. So right now, the B2K, they're like, he being a professional. He a professional snitch. Now, it's crazy because, like, the more I think about it, us TIs, we're talking about trying to not become enslaved. And those of us, and those who probably are not necessarily TIs, but they are, well, some people are being targeted and just don't know that they're TIs per se, but let's just say people who are known for being, let's say, activists or freedom fighters or whistleblowers or rail reporters, whatever you want to call them. Dang, there was a whole thing I was going to say with that. I can't even remember what I was going to say. But yeah, it was basically like half of this, so probably close to a pound of sea salt. Now the borax, I don't add a pound. What I'm doing though, that was probably half a pound, because it wasn't a lot, so that was probably like half a pound. Now, as far as the peroxide, they say use 1 cup. So I say I squeeze for about 12 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Okay, and then I wish it was hotter. And I just kind of move it around, let it get dissolved. Let it dissolve, move it around, let it dissolve. You know what's funny? So I remember the first few times I did this, I looked back at the water after I added everything. I was like, wow, the water looks so clean. It was like, the water looks so blue. You know, okay. Okay. That's pretty much dissolved. And that's just about it. Hopefully I didn't really see any of my boxes or anything. But, yeah, I'm hanging in there though. That's pretty much it for the bath. So I just wanted y'all to see that. But oh yeah, there you go. See, for sparkling clear pool water. I'm really trying though, cause okay, I already have figured out most of the people that I interact with daily that probably already knows about the secret society, and I already figured out a few people who probably have already started changing their body language or how they interact with me, even though I haven't actually changed. It's interesting it's interesting because the way people perceive me on YouTube or on Facebook, it's completely different from what they perceive when they see me in person. And it's like, this is one of those things where it'd be like, you could give 5 people the same book, but they're all not going to read it the same. So it's like, I think with a lot of people who probably known me for years, when they see the things I post, you know, they're like worried and they're concerned. And it's crazy because they're not worried or concerned about what I'm saying, or like if I'm like, I don't know, that it's like, it's the way that they're worried. It's not the type of worried or concern that you're looking for. It's like they have that type of worry or concern, like they want to try to get you professional help, not the help that you actually need, but the help that'll actually empower the secret societies to basically hush you up. um, because it's like, when you're talking about technology, and then it's even better when you actually have the studies to back the things that you're saying, and people still trying to act like, it's not real. Why would they want to do it? You ain't nobody important. Why would they want to do it to? The thing is, why not do these studies on people that aren't considered important? Because, I mean, wouldn't you, if you really wanted to study somebody, wouldn't you really want to study somebody who isn't all that, let's just say, busy, or who don't have a whole bunch of resources that they could use to basically find out who could possibly be doing things to them? So it's like, and I just heard Tyshawn, male number 2 of my V2K, he just mentioned my name. I don't know none of the V2K people's real names. I just know where they all originated from. And I know I ain't never met. I've only seen these people before I got the V2K. That's the most interesting part, because when I was living on Boone Avenue, I used to see them every once in a while, right? And then I remember I had a birthday party in, like, I think it was like March of 2020, and and I know after that night, I had some people over, and one of my friends, his silly stuff, he ran out into the hallway screaming, "Oh, it's Chris's birthday! Oh, fuck everybody! Oh, it's Chris's birthday!" So I was just like, this dude, I just moved in here, like not even a whole year, and this dude over here trying to cause problems. I'm like, and it was like it was relatively like a quiet, a relatively quiet floor. So I was kind of mad, but I didn't think nothing would come of it. Nobody ever came and knocked on my door or said, that whatever. But I don't think people do that anymore because it seems like nowadays, and I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely went from 0 to 80. I wouldn't say 0 to 100, but nowadays people don't just ask you politely to just keep it down or whatever no more. Or I don't know, maybe some people do. Um, but no, nobody ever came and told me nothing. Next thing you know, I started getting those synchronized knocks on the wall and the flushing of the toilet and the random woman screaming woo. I mean, and it would be like these most random times. Usually it's when I'm like sitting down, I'm sitting still, and I'm like probably like watching TV, or I'm like, I don't know, I could be sitting down talking on the phone or something. The next thing you know, I would hear these sounds. I would hear these sounds. I didn't know back then that they was literally just synchronizing me. They was syncing me up. They was brain mapping me the entire time. I did not even know that they were doing all this, and it's four of them. I got four people in the V2K. Four, two males, two women. And 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 it's like on a weekend or every once in a while they got like special guest appearances by other people. Um, and it's crazy because um, I've developed this habit that I never used to have, where I kind of gulp when I know I'm about to say something um, that might press some buttons, because I'm genuinely not a confrontational person, but I'm being pressed. I'm being pressed, and I don't have no normal means or channels for seeking help, because I've already seen what many people have tried to do to get help, and then I seen what happened when they do try to get help. They either don't get the help they need, or someone is trying to see if they can put them in a jail or a hospital or somewhere. So it's like I gotta go about this very, very strategic. And because I'm being so cautious and strategic, um, the term they've been using for me is that nigga is so professional. He's so professional. That nigga's a professional. That's all that they, and it's crazy because I'm like, they're calling me a professional, and I've never done none of this stuff. Everything that I'm doing, I'm learning. I'm learning in the now. It's not like I went to like some military academy or an intelligence school or police training or anything like this, and I started to learn how to investigate and research and all this stuff. No, I'm learning how to do this in the now. And they're trying to make it seem like, oh, I was plotting on people the whole time. But that's their thing, though. They have to make people uneasy about me, because if people actually start to listen to me and start to see that I actually make sense about what I'm talking about, it's going to make people wean or stray away from them. But people don't actually want to stray away. Why? Because if you start to stray away, then you open yourself up to being attacked yourself. So I've already walked past a lot of people in these streets, and I realize a lot of people probably already know who I am. And I feel that kind of, there's Like I could feel there's some people on the fence about me, and there's some people like fuck that nigga, and then there's some people that probably want to cheer me on, but they trying to protect themselves because they don't want nothing to go on with that. So it's like I'm seeing everybody. I'm seeing everybody, right? I'm seeing everybody, and I'm just not going to let myself um be any more manipulated than what I have already been for the last 30 some odd years. Yeah, because I'm like, see, and I wasn't even aware that I was being manipulated all those years, prior to the overt harassment. Prior to the overt harassment, I didn't even know I was being manipulated. But then now that I start to study the, the technology and how electromagnetic fields and waves interact with the tissues, and how they can store data in your tissues, and not just your DNA but in the tissue, like literally in the tissue. And like and I started learning I started learning about precise places that they tend to attack. And then I realized, like, after they became over, I noticed that certain places I used to feel attack or feel pains or whatever, I don't get them anymore, right? I don't get them anymore, like not at all, you know. And then now it's like, so I don't get those same headaches, or I don't get those same sharp heart palpitations, like I used to get these feelings, these sensations, like someone was taking a knife, like a hot knife, and it was just like slowly trying to stick it through my rib and right into the heart, and then do like this. I used to get those before I even knew about targeting. I didn't know what the hell that was. But crazy thing is, once the overt targeting started, all of a sudden I didn't feel those pains at all anymore. I'm not gonna say I didn't feel them ever again. I think maybe at one point I did, but then I don't feel them. I don't feel them like I used to. Now they probably gonna go. They probably, I don't know if they know what I'm talking about, but they probably gonna go back in my memory, look back through the movies or whatever, because we all got movies of our lives on this cloud server. Everything about everyone is uploaded to a cloud server. Everything about everyone, and it's crazy because um, I tend to think to myself, I'm like, I probably have a lot of people. Well, they tell me I have a lot of people watching my movie, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm wondering, of all the things they see me doing, how many of these people are actually trying some of the stuff that I do? Cause I'm like when I think about it, don't nobody want to be controlled. Don't nobody want to be controlled by anybody, right? I think about all the times growing up. If somebody walked up to this person in the street, and especially if it wasn't like a group of people, and somebody walked up, if it was like one or two people walk up to one person and say, oh, you can do this, more times than likely that one person is probably going to defend themselves, right? But then in this situation, it's like nobody's it's defend. No, it's just submit. Everyone is just like submitting, and it's like, if you're not submitting, then you're basically, if you're not submitting, then you're being attacked. If you're not being attacked, then you're basically doing the attacking. um I don't know, strange world. But anyway, what else? I'm trying to remember what else. I know my bath is probably getting cold now. I can't remember. Oh, this is long enough anyway. Yeah, I'm also just wanted to, show y'all the bath. And remember, I like to soak in it for about like 50 minutes. really. Um, I'm also gonna say this. It's probably like, oh, I tried to do a 2 for 1. You know, because my girl, she always likes to do things together. Even though I still haven't quite figured out how to help her with her energy situation, because they're beam forming from her body, usually from either her head or from her heart, and they're beam forming from her body, and then they resonated with me, and then I feel all this electrical energy just flowing into what feels like an overstimulation of my supraorbital nerve. I started going back to school. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, since they started targeting me, I started going back to school. Not like literally going back to school, but I remembered, like, yo, I was going to school for sports medicine, and I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, they fucked up, because I'm like, this shit is interesting to me, and I'm thinking about how when I was a kid, I used to love technology. I used to try to build my own computers and stuff like. I never really did learn how to code. Only with MySpace, but that was like you were kind of coding with MySpace, But I don't know. I stopped messing with computers once math started getting too difficult. See, but then I start thinking to myself, I'm like, this technology has been around for a long ass time. Like, the wireless body area network has been around since 1995. So I'm like, yo, how long have they been messing with my brain? Cause it's crazy. Like I remember just about just about almost every year of school, almost every teacher, subjects that were very in depth, like sciences or you know like history, yeah, stuff like that. I would always find them very fascinating, very interesting, and I would be one who participated in class. I was trying to get them participation points, you know. Um, but I also found these things interesting. Even when I was in college, my professors used to say that I had no problem with um, being active in class and helping with group things and stuff like that. But then they would all say the same thing. It just always seems like every time once they put a test in front of me, it's just like blank, like everything just like bloop, you know. And it's crazy because I remember I would be looking at it, and I'm like, I feel like I know this answer. And I'm like, I remember reading and studying, and I'm like, I feel like I know this answer, but why is it not pulling out? And it's like, I know this answer, but why is it not pulling out? And then now that I know how this technology works, they overstimulate the memory cortex so that none of the information can fire properly. So then, if you wanted to pull up the letter A from your mind, all they got to do is time it just right. So then, just when you're like right before you're about to think about the letter A, they're already watching you prepare yourself to think about or say, the letter A. And then what they do is they basically send energy flowing and flooding into your memory cortex, just flooding all of the synapses, I guess. And next thing you know, you can't remember it. And it's like you know the letter A, but it's like I'm like, damn. It's like you're really trying. So then there's things that I try to do is like, so like right now there's a lot of pressure all right here and there. I'm feeling pulses hitting here, but there's pressure build up here. If I open my jaw a certain degree, I feel what feels like almost like hot air kind of seep out from the cranium, and then it seeps into the mouth cavity, and then it comes out. It's weird because as I'm doing that with my hand, I'm not breathing out. I'm not breathing out, but I can feel it's like I'm not breathing out, but I can feel like energy pulling out of my mouth and into my right hand. Remember, your hands can become magnets for energy. Your hands themselves can become magnets. So like let's say it's I don't know, you could call it like I've been reading into like qigong and reiki, and it's like let's say if they were targeting like this the joint of this big toe, which they have done before. What I would do is I would just basically kind of put my hand over it, and then I would tense my hand. Like imagine you're like you're about to slap somebody, right? The way you tense your hand up. So it's like I tense my hand up over that area, and as I'm tensing it, right, I'm not sure if I'm generating like in a like a if I'm generating a stronger magnetism or a stronger feel. I'm not sure exactly what's happening when I tense my hand, but I could feel as I tense my hand, I could feel energy pulling to it. So what I do is wherever I'm feeling an attack at, I just put my hand right over the area and I tense it up until I start to feel like normally what I would feel is if they're like directing a beam, I would feel the beam literally pass over the back of my hand. I could feel like I would feel the warmth of like a dot just moving over like the back of my hand over the exact spot. Then what I could do is I pull up, and as I pull up, I would feel the beam get even more fine and more vibratory or vibrant, like, and I would feel it just generate even more and more. And then I've been using like verbal commands or try to use visualization. So like I would say, like once I feel the beam like in between my fingers, I would say like the word cut, like it literally like is trying to cut the beam. And I would feel for like a second or two, like it kind of like disengage. Like the moment I said cut, like I could feel it go, but then eventually it like comes back together. And I guess that's the AI. My phone died, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get in the tub anyway. Yeah, what I'm also gonna do too is I oh wait, dang, it would have been better if I see this be the problem too, because I be wanna see if I could fully like get some healing going, but then because I have this fuse on, because the fuse that controls the electricity in the living room also controls the bathroom, but I wanted to turn the fuse off so then I could probably not still be absorbing as much energy, because I'm not going to bring I try not to bring the phone into the bathroom with me, because they basically just use the phone against you, and they just use the sensors to basically resonate with your body while you're in the tub, and then they send energy to you while you're in the tub. So you'll be detoxing still, but they're still pumping radiation into you while you're trying to detox the radiation that was already in you. But anyway, so I got this plan. I forgot YouTube actually has not YouTube. This is Spotify. Yeah, Spotify. So Spotify actually has some healing frequencies on it. So this one here, I'm using this one, electromagnetic radiations. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. As always, keep raising your vibrations, y'all. Keep doing everything that you can to keep your vibrations high, because, well, if you don't raise your vibrations, they kill you much better, faster that way. The higher your vibrations, I figure, the harder it is for your body to accept death, unless there's blunt force trauma or, some other type of way. But I think when you are operating on higher frequencies, it's extremely helpful. Anyway, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.